everybody. Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer here, TERRI HARDIN, and this is Ask Me Anything. How are you today? We're going to talk about something amazing. And there's I guess it's an online paper called SF Gate it's in San Francisco and has a picture of the Golden Gate. And I found that I've gotten some really great information from there about a lot of Disneyland stuff. Now, I'm also interested in Walt Disney World, but as you know, I live on the West Coast, or if you don't know, I live on the West Coast, so I am a little Disneyland centric. But if you know things about Walt Disney World and you want to share them on my page here, especially during Ask Me Anything, please do. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. I don't know Walt Disney World as well, but I've had people say, we'd like to talk about Walt Disney World because that's our park. Well, please do in the comments. So Ask Me Anything is where you can ask me, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer, creator of the Dragon's Lair in Paris attraction, a dragon underneath the castle that lives and breathes and has fire and is really scary and cool. I also worked with, it's a team effort, but Dragon's Lair was a little bit different, okay? Still a team, but I was the only sculptor on it, all right? But the Big Thunder Mountain was a little bit different. That's me and my friend Vicine and Vicile Viralis, and we worked on Big Thunder Paris as well. And that is an amazing attraction. If you haven't been, as you go, you board it. The queue is on the mainland, and then you go underneath the water and come up on the island of Big Thunder Mountain. So if you haven't had a trip to Paris, now is the time to think about booking one. Paris is a fabulous park with obviously great food, okay? So let's get right into it. I found this story about Disneyland having a secret dining room that doesn't cost you a membership, like say Club 33. If you want to see that secret place at Walt Disney World or at Disneyland, you have to be a member or know one. Okay, not no one as nobody, but know a Disney member. Okay, and then I learned about another secret place that was a secret to me that you do have to pay for. So let's kind of roll up the thing. And if you want to ask me about my background, my heritage, my career, it is extensive. I've done Ghostbusters. I was a puppeteer on Ghostbusters, the Marshmallow Man and the Terror Dog, the Sigourney Weaver turns into. I was with the team that built the Marshmallow Man, designed by my dear friend Bill Bryant, and then puppeteered the face with 2 or 3 other puppeteers for the original 1984 film, Ghostbusters. Also did Dune, the original one, the cool one, in my opinion. And I've done Captain EO, and so basically Google me, but it's an extensive list. Believe me, it's a stack of work because I'm almost 65, and I realize I'm quite a busy lady. So if you have questions about what's on your mind, please put it in there. Or if you have comments, just remember that you be kind. If somebody says a comment that kind of irks you a little bit, please don't call them names. Just say, I disagree. Okay. That includes if it's me. All right. Okay. So on with the deal. So Disneyland has Club 33, as you know, and to get in. And Disney World, let me just say, Disney World has Club 33 as well. To get into this club, I've taken a few notes. So, but to get into Club 33, it takes about $25,000 initiation fee to become a member. And then there is a yearly charge. And my Club 33 members say it's around it's not $25,000. Let me say it again. 25,000, not 2,500. We'd all be in, right? We figure out a way. But it's $25,000 initiation fee if you can get into Club 33, because there's a waiting list that apparently goes until, the earth becomes a matchstick or something. It's just a really, really long waiting list. And that's the initiation. That's like, okay, I want to be a member. Okay, Where's your $25,000? And you sign on the line, right? Then every year there is another fee you pay every year that many members tell me is around $12,000, $13,000 a year. So it is a commitment and an investment. Now, with me saying that, that could not necessarily be true for all members. And the reason for that is, just give me a minute, I want to clear a space. As you know, I did not broadcast on Monday because I had a reaction to my booster. So I'm still feeling that a little bit, to be honest with you. Doctor tells me it's just some fatigue, but that's what it is. So forgive me for kind of stopping in the middle, but I'm going to clear my chair here so that I can sit down and talk to you. So thank you for being so kind and patient and allowing me to get in this chair. Oh, that's so much better. Just wanted to take a load off my legs because my legs have really been challenged with this, very achy and very unusually tired. But the doctor says it's the booster that's messing with me a little bit. So there you go. Anyway, back to this. So Club 33, if you were one of the initial members, there is that monthly fee that can be pretty high, but they used to have tiers. And the reason I know all about this is because I'm not a member. Doesn't that sound weird? But I am invited by members often to tell stories and to share with them. They'll bring their kids up there. They'll say, Terry, could you talk to us about being an Imagineer? Can you talk to us about creativity? Can you talk to us about how, as an artist, where do I go from here? And they'll grab me a dinner, a drink, something. And it's a beautiful place, especially after Kim Irvine got a hold of it. I know a lot of people liked the old Club 33, and I did too, to be honest. But the one thing that Kim Irvine did with the lounge that's up there is it allows people to go up there, and then all they really need to do, as long as you're with a member, is maybe get a cocktail and a dessert, or tea and a dessert. You don't have to pay for the dinner, which can be a few bills. Which before, that's the only way you could go up, is you had to buy breakfast, lunch, or dinner that they were serving. And it could set you back a little bit, your budget, right? Lovely, fun, but the lounge is really gorgeous. And I toast Kim Irvine because I love the lounge. The dinner is great, but the lounge is a lot of fun. You can have tea and crumpets or a signature drink up there. And, maybe it sets you back $30 to $50, and then you can have money for the bling. But the point is that $25,000, and it's got a waiting list that's like, defies Santa's naughty list, right? But then there's another exclusive experience that Disneyland has. Now, did you know about this one, guys? The 21 Royale. So the 21 Royale is up where the Disney Gallery used to be. You see how long I've been going to Disneyland. I was first introduced to all of you through the Disney Gallery over Pirates of the Caribbean, because it was what? A gallery. Then during one of the, I think it was, what was it, the 50th, guys, where it became the Princess Suite, and lucky people got to stay up there and reside up there with their own personal concierge. And you could call him up at 3 a.m. and say, I feel like a Dole Whip. And he would somehow, or she would somehow find it for you. Well, now it's called 21 Royale. And I want to give a little credit to Carly Caramana, who is the article that I started to touch. Hold on just a second. You need what?
I need your password vault on your phone. But I need you to unlock it.
Oh, 1 minute. It's my husband, and he's hiding because he's in his bathroom. Okay. You need me just to do that, yes? Okay, go take it away. Multitasking. Where was I? In any case, I wanted to give Carly the credit, because this came across my feed, and I was like, wow, Carly, this is an amazing little article that you wrote. about this secret dining room. I'm getting to it, okay? But I read about this 21 Royale and I was like, what's that? Are you saying that right now? Post in the comments if you're like, what the heck is 21 Royale? For a mere, let's see, it's a little more attainable than Club 33, but it's $15,000. It's a 5-hour, 12-person private dinner experience that happens in the apartment suite above Pirates of the Caribbean, better known as the Princess Suite, or at least that's what I always thought it was. And let's see. It has a private balcony, which she mentions you can watch Fantasmic privately. You can do the same thing in Club 33. It's a great viewing area for Fantasmic, I will tell you. But I don't know if you want to pay $15,000 or $25,000. Now the $25,000, if you got to pay it, you can't even get. You got to get on the list, and maybe they'll call you when you're 65, right? Or whatever. But this one apparently you can do. So what she writes is it feels like they're catering to the wealthy, doesn't it? Disney is catering to the wealthy. And you could see in the article that this made her a little bit sad. At least that's the impression I got. That is my impression, Carly. You may beg differently because you are the author. But she points out that there is a secret Disneyland resort dining room that doesn't require membership and doesn't even have an entry fee. Any thoughts? Any ideas? Well, I'm not going to make you guess. The challenge is getting in, okay? Because it's a little challenging to get there to get in. But it is in the California Adventure Park, and it is called The Office. Have you heard about The Office? It is a special room at the Lamplight Lounge in Disney, California. And it is for groups of 8 to 13. It holds 13 maximum, but as I was reading, 8 people can get in. And basically, one person, what she said was she got to see it in 1998, and she's been trying to get back in ever since. It's very cool. Apparently, you have to have some sort of passcode to get into the door. I don't know if they're doing that still now. It's a small area. It's got couches, and it has drawings and sketches from the Pixar team, Pixar artists. So when you go into the Lamplight Lounge and you go down to check in, they have those beautiful maquettes. Well, these are sketches and drawings of the from the artists and things. I've never been in, never even knew about it, guys. Never even knew about this room, but apparently it takes a little, and it looks like all you have to do, you can't reserve it over the phone. You have to actually ask, is it available? And so it might be something you want to do. It's got a lot of, she says the key is if you get there at the right time and you're the right size party, you might just land it. One person said they asked if it was available and the person said yes, and they got to go right in. So it might be a little thing. I know how you all, as guests of Disneyland, love a secret. So this isn't a secret for you to go and inundate the Lamplight Lounge. Please act accordingly like adults. Don't be storming them and being rude about it. But, if you're going to be in the Disney California Adventure and you happen to be in the area of the Lamplight Lounge, which is my favorite restaurant, and you happen to have 8 people, a group of 8 people or so, you can ask, hey, is this available? And if they say no, you might ask them, when's the best time for me to try and get in here? Because I've heard about it and I'm excited about it and I'd like to check it out. I'd like to eat there. But that's all you do is it's a, what do they say? It's a turkey shoot, right? You might hit a turkey, a very golden, you might get that golden goose if you ask the question. And again, it's in California Adventure. I think this is really, really exciting. It's a private dining space. A wooden rectangular table is the centerpiece. She says cozy booth seats, chairs, leather, and sketches by notable Pixar animators and artists arranged in an only at Disney gallery style wall. Okay. So it kind of sounds like it would be very cool. It's got sitting area with big comfy chairs And it's something that I didn't understand was even there. It also has its own private balcony, so people can step onto that private balcony and enjoy some cool stuff as well. So it's like, wow, uh, that it's the balcony, they say, is visible from the pedestrian bridge along Pixar Pier with views of the Incredicoaster's launch, which to me, so now you kind of get an idea of how it faces, right? But how fun. I don't know who came up with this. I think it's really, really nice. I think it's really great that that it has at least when she went, you had to crack a code to gain entrance, which sounds terribly fun. I know you guys, you love this sort of thing. So this might be something you want to try for when you have a group of between 8 and 13. And I thought I'd tell you about it because it just intrigued me. I never heard about The Office. And please post in the comments if you have been to The Office, if you knew about The Office. There's a lot of Disneyland aficionados out there. You all have, this, right? You guys know this stuff. This, as an Imagineer, completely new to me. Well, and I have to be honest, I really didn't know about the Lamplight Lounge until my friends Debbie and Keith took me to eat there during the taste of Disney during 2021, when you had to wear masks and the characters social distance from you, and you had to order online, and it was a great festival. Food was great, but we ate at Carthay, which is one of my favorite ones. And then they surprised me because the last time I had eaten over there was Mermaid Grotto, which was awful. So super, super cool. To me, it sounds like you might want to try for it. I'm usually not in that big of a party, but hopefully I will be at some point, and maybe we'll get an office visit, which would be kind of fun, right? I've never been to Walts Apartment. I've been everywhere. I've ridden the Lily Bell. I've been backstage on many of the park. I've walked many park rides at Disneyland, and maybe one or two at Walt Disney World. When I was sculpting, I did the talking Mickey Mouse. I was one of the first people for Disney to experiment with the talking Mickey Mouse, and now he's a staple in certain areas and parades and things. So the problem back when I was working on talking Mickey Mouse was that the components were too big and they needed a puppeteering station to make Mickey talk. But now it's a chip, and it's all enclosed, and that's pretty cool. So things come. Now, if you're curious about The Office, apparently there are people who have been and have posted on YouTube. So you can, get a taste of it by checking them out on YouTube. Okay. And while I'm at it, please subscribe. If this is something that, excites you, subscribe, because it's cool, right? It's cool. It's really, really, it was something that I was really curious about and thought was really very interesting, and was dazzled by it, On another note, if you want to get your excitement and gear, and I didn't post this on the thumbnail, but I did go to Disneyland last Thursday and ride Snow White, and I hate it. Okay, I absolutely think it is really stupid now. They said 83% like it. There's nothing to like about the ending of that attraction that has been, in my opinion, completely destroyed. Please share with me what you think, especially if you disagree. And believe me, I won't call you any names. I will just respectfully disagree. It's just, it's terrible. It's just terrible. It's just yucky. I won't ride it again. I had to watch Snow White because I came home and I watched the movie. I hadn't watched the movie in a while. And the movie is so charming and so lovely and so sweet that I just think worrying about the prince kissing her and saving her life is absolutely ridiculous. You guys have too much time on your hands if you're going to nitpick like the nitpickers out there. I'm only talking to the nitpickers. And the nitpickers are probably not watching my channel, to be honest with you. I mean, who would really care what an Imagineer says if you're going at every little thing and saying it is? I completely and solely disagree with why they changed it, and I wish they hadn't. But there you go. So there's a little fire. You can see how I did the dragon, right? And there's a little fun, The Office secret. I know how you guys love secrets. And then finally, a couple of things that I want to share with you because you need to know. First of all, you guessed it. I have an amazing group called Terry's Tribe, and they are on my Patreon page for $5 a month, $60 a year. You can have your voice heard. I do a broadcast just like this before I come on every Monday and Friday when I'm well, and I do a Zoom call every Wednesday. This Monday could be the first night Zoom call we do, evening Zoom call, because some people can't make it because they work or in school. So I am looking to do May 2nd as a Zoom call. And so we do that. And we all do it on the tribe, patreon.com/Terri Hardin. Check it out and join. It is a group of people who are positive, happy, and you're going to be surprised, but none of us care to watch the Johnny Depp trial or hear about it. We don't care. Okay. Johnny's business, Amber's business, their business. I don't know how you feel, but we got enough going on in our own lives. Why do we have to take on theirs? Good luck. I'm sorry that your divorce is rare, but divorces are like that. Johnny's is a little bit weirder, as I understand, but it's become an obsession on the radio, on the TV. They tend to follow it and talk about it, and they talk about the weird stuff. I was listening to talk radio, something completely different, and it broke in and said Johnny Depp starts to color in the courtroom. So he must have brought a coloring book or something. But why is this news? Why is this something you want to watch? It's probably because you like train wrecks, but I don't know that. But here, no. Okay, no. So that's the thing about the tribe. We talk about supporting people, being positive, being excited about things that are happening. And if a person has a challenge, like, how do I make a living doing what I love? Everybody chimes in and makes suggestions. And I don't know if you're just joining me or you're joining us not live, but I have a saying, and this is the saying: a step in any direction, meaning you've got to move, okay? But a step, you've got to do something, anything. Get up and out of bed if you've been so miserable that you've been in bed. Get up and out of bed and walk to the refrigerator, get a drink of water or your favorite tea cake, right? Go out and sit and look at the garden, but you are taking a step in a direction. Now, here's what I say: a step in any direction, even if it's the wrong one, creates momentum. And it's proven over and over again. So you will start something, and then that thing that you want magically can happen. Don't know, can't tell you why it works this way, but when you stand in a corner and worry yourself or give yourself a million reasons why you can't, nothing is accomplished. And the tribe helps you to get going. At one point, someone asked me, Terri Hardin, what is your superpower? And I thought, I don't have one. I really said to myself, I don't have a superpower, but that was absolutely wrong. I do. If you are someone who is stuck, you have gunpowder on the floor, your gunpowder of creativity or imagination, or what am I going to do with my life? Or I have no direction, or I'm feeling yucky and it's just not lighting because it's wet. I can ignite the wet gunpowder. And I've done it over and over and over again. And there's a history of people that I've been able to help. But what's more important, that tribe has been able to help. So patreon.com, you get a lot for your $5, some incredible opportunities, and a lot of fun. And you're always lifted. You always feel better after you've joined us. And if you're really courageous and bold and you're not afraid of public speaking, many of them are that join, but it's okay. We'll put you in the spotlight and hear all about you. And we just finished hearing about the Disney record guy, and you can see him on YouTube and check him out. He's really, really talented. And if you've been on TikTok, he's been doing little snippets of an interview he did with me about all of the various facets of my life. Well, not everything, but some. So if you go to TikTok, you can go to my channel and find him there, or you can just click in Disney record guy. But he was in the spotlight Wednesday, and it was amazing. So we put you in the spotlight. You get to talk about yourself, or I will interview you if you're a little bit shy. So consider it for $5 a month, $60 a year. This is incredible. You can pay more because you get a lot, but it's up to you. Okay, so there is that. The next thing I want to share with you is on the 14th of May, the Disneyana fan club DisneyAnnaFanClub.org is hosting a Legends dinner, and they are honoring yours truly as a Disney legend. Yes, you got it right. Somebody got it. All the collectors got it. Thank you so much. And it's also going to have the amazing Kim Irvine, who I spoke, did Club 33. She's done a multitude of other things. And she's also the daughter of Leota. Does that name sound familiar? It should, because Leota, Madame Leota in the Haunted Mansion was her mother. Her mother posed for that animatronic, for that seance, beautiful spiritualist. And so we're going to be celebrating everybody at the Disney Anna Fan Club event. And it's going to be, just go to DisneyAnnaFanClub.org for more information and tickets. There's going to be a full Saturday full of cool stuff with myself talking about the 30th anniversary of Disneyland Paris, Bob Gurr talking about Bob Gurr stuff, and Garner Holt. If you love Fantasmic, among other things, Garner Holt is at the root of that attraction. He builds a lot of things for Disney, a lot of animatronics, a lot of figures. And he's not just a Disney guy. He does Disney as a client, kind of like for me, right? So you guys will have a really fun time. And that's Saturday. And then Sunday, if you're looking for that special thing, is the show and sale. So just wanted you to know those two things are happening. Love to have you come, shoot over there. And if you just want to go to the dinner, send them a note and say, I just want to come to the dinner. Those tickets are $70 just for the dinner. But I think it's something like $130 for the whole event or something. Don't quote me because I'm not sure. But come. And I'd love to see you there, and you're going to have a great time, especially if you love Disney stuff and you haven't been able to find stuff, or when you go to certain things like D23, sometimes the experience is good, sometimes the experience is meh. So 9 times out of 10 is meh. This year, I hope, will be better. But if you get with collectors who sell to collectors, they have the same collector communication, and it's a lot of fun. It's more like a big party, not like a show and sale. People don't just go, oh, yes, I'll have that. Oh, good. Many people know about the collections that they're selling, and it can be a lot of fun. So you guys will really enjoy it. So consider it, okay? All right, commercial's over. Let's get to your comments and see how you are all doing today, and ask me anything. Oh, I should tell you, I'm going to have to sign off early. So if I miss your questions, I'll do my best to answer them next time, or I'm going to ask you to join me again next Friday and answer them then. I'll answer it then. Okay. I am going to Walt Disney Imagineering today. What? Well, that's where Imagineers go, isn't it? Yes, I have a friend in town, and we're going to pop over there and check it out. So going there, and I need to get ready because my appointment, you have to do appointments, surprise, and mine's at noon. So I'm going to have to sign off, but we will get to getting right now and take care of y'all. Okay. I hope you had a good time with that front part, and let's go. Hello, Angie. Yes. Thank God it is Friday. Are you doing anything for May the 4th? Yes, I am. May the 4th, I'm going to Disneyland. Are you surprised? Not Walt Disney World, because I live on the West Coast, but I'm going to Disneyland, and you're welcome to meet us there. There's a group of us meeting, and we're going for the morning. There is an event for May the 4th, but we're not going to that. Well, some of them may be going, but I'm not. I'm just going there to do my own little Star Wars celebration in my own little way. And there's a few people from the tribe meeting me there, and we're meeting at the flagpole at 11. So if you want to come. Also, I was at Disneyland on Thursday, and many of you wrote me and said, I saw you, but you didn't say hello. Guys, I hope I'm not conveying to you that I'm not approachable. Please walk up and say hello. Excuse me, I wanted to say hello, okay? And we'll chat. I know you don't want to interrupt. You want to be polite, and I appreciate that about all of you. That's the lovely thing about a Disney guest. But you guys are friends here. So if you want to go and see me at Disneyland, or you've got an appointment and you happen to see me there, I'll be wearing my fabulous coat. I always do, because I want you to spot me easily. I'm not a real hard person to spot because of this, but the coat is kind of like the final icing on the cake, isn't it? One and done, right? And that way, if you see someone with dreadlocks like mine and you're a little nervous it might be someone else, you know that there's no two coats that are alike, right? So if you see me, you happen to be there May the 4th for the daytime, or you're coming in the evening and you see me, I'll be going out because I'm not a part of the event, but hey, say hello. I'd love to say hi to you. So don't be shy. Okay. Don't be aggressive either, but don't be shy. Just come up and say, hey, I listened to your broadcast, or hey, I wanted to say hi, or hey, I have a question. Hey, dun, 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 dun. Hey, yeah. Okay. All right. Awesome. Awesome. And I'm going to Disneyland. Be there at 11 o'clock by the flagpole. Good morning, Michelle Dwinell. And Ron Kabbalah. Now that Sony has announced a Ghostbusters sequel, are you tempted or interested in reaching out to possibly involvement as, a lot of it is CG, but I'd like to reach out to them. Yeah, I've asked my agent if they can reach out to them. It'd be really fun to do a cameo there. Cameo puppet, cameo me, cameo something, just to be a part of it. But I'm excited because every time they do another Ghostbuster, I will be honest with you, my residuals go up because people watch the other one. However, you guys are starting to a movie that I did years ago is popping up in, here's how royalty checks or residual checks work in the acting industry. Is they will send you a check and it will be an amount, right? And then there's a list of all the films that you did that have that this check is for. Ghostbusters was not on the list, but one of the major ones you guys have been watching is Indian in the Cupboard and Country Bears. Wow. Now, Country Bears, I'm not too surprised about because it's on Disney Plus, but Indian in the Cupboard was a real joyful surprise. And I was very touched when I saw that you guys are checking that movie out. It's a very sweet movie. It's a charming movie. And so, but yeah, I love when they make movies. Dune, the same thing. All of a sudden, I had worked on Dune starts popping up in my residual section. So it's a benefit to all the actors who were in the originals because it gives them a little more mad money. So I want to thank you for that. The Gift That Keeps on Giving is my Ghostbusters film, but it was an honor and a privilege to do that. And it's an honor and a privilege to see you love it so much. Oh my gosh, people that weren't even born at that time loving a movie that I was in on several levels just touches my heart. It's just really joyful to see little kids dressed as the Marshmallow Man or as a Ghostbuster walking around or driving around. Like I saw some parents make their baby carriage into the Ecto-1, and I just thought that was brilliant. So I love it. Whatever you guys do, I get cards and letters from people from all over the world who are Ghostbusting teams. So I love that too. I talk to them all the time, and they send me stuff to sign, and I send it. I love it. I'm so touched that y'all love it so much. It touches my heart. As any actor or performer would say, we love that you love what we do, right? And so please don't not say hello. I'd love to meet you. And thank you, Ron. Yeah, I'm excited. I already have told my agent, can you just, keep an ear, or can we reach out to them and say she was in the original one? How about putting her in for a cameo, so there you go. Good morning, Bob Burdine. Thank you, Ron, for saying that. Can't wait to see you at the Chuck Jones Center of Creativity Red Dot auction in May. Or is it June? June. It's June 25th. Yeah, June. Very exciting. Happy Friday, everyone. Hello, Darren. Darren sent me some of this lovely sourdough bread that I've been nibbling on from Boudin's. He lives next door to it. Can you imagine living next to a bread bakery when they're baking? I used to. And oh my gosh, you could not eat bread. You just were like, oh my God, I've got to have some hot rolls or something. If you're one of those people who has the ability to not eat breads, power to you. But wow, this bread is so good. Really good. So I'm not trying to tempt you, but it's really good. Thank you, Darren Michaels. It's the gift that keeps on giving as well. Goddess Patina, good morning. How are you? And welcome. I was at 33 last night. And did you enjoy it? What is 33 doing for the pandemic? Appointments, right? But then you always had to make appointments at Club 33. So Was it crowded? I love Club 33. And back before the pandemic, I had several members who said, Terry, just reach out to me and I'll bring you up for a cocktail or whatever. And if the park was too crowded, and this is before the pandemic, I tend to not do good in big crowds, period. And now with the pandemic, I really don't do well with them. They invited me, and they used to be there like every Sunday, and I would just reach out to them and say, are you going to the club today? And they said yes. And so I would beep and say, are they there? And they'd say yes, and I'd come up and I'd just sort of chill in a nice comfy chair, have a cocktail. They have several delicious ones that they make so well there. I love things that involve milk or cream and bourbon. Woo-hoo! I don't know why, but it's just a nice, creamy, delicious, yummy thing for me. And then I like the mules, because you have the Moscow mule. You've got all these different kind of mules that Club 33 can make. And also, if you've ever been to the Smokehouse in Burbank, which is a really classy restaurant that the Brat Pack used to go to, like Sinatra used to go there, and Charlie Chaplin used to go there. It's that hot of a restaurant. It's really fun. Pictures and everything. And it's not a membership to go to Smokehouse, which is over in Burbank. But yeah, so let me know how it's doing with the way the pandemic was going. For the longest time it was closed. So I'm just was curious on how Club 33 is doing, because I haven't been there in a while. A lot of the people that are members up there, they have been sort of getting themselves back on track because they were away for so long. Are you a member as well? Not that I'm asking you to invite me. No. I just remember that for the pandemic and for the members of Club 33, they did merchandising events virtual, because there you were paying that money and you weren't getting to go to the club because Disneyland was in lockdown. So I was asking a couple people, how are they taking care of you? And are they taking care of you? And he was kind of like, but what they did is they had some really cool merchandise events, apparently. And did you find that to be the truth? If you are a member, did you find those cool? My friends did. You had to work fast to get stuff. And I don't know, it's cool. It was very cool. Very, 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 very cool. Janet, how are you? Been in there at the Light Lounge, the office. And how did you like it, Janice? Tell us more. See, Janice was like, so I knew some of you would know about it because you guys know everything, in my opinion. So there you go. There's also a secret dining room in Carthay Circle I've been to. Now, I've been to that dining room, and I didn't even know it was a secret until the cast member who was serving us said, not everybody knows about this. And I was like, really? Oh, it's cool. It was cool, right? It was, yeah. Now, see, Carthay has the 1901, right, Janet? That is a place you can go eat that's next door to it. It's kind of like noshy things. It's not dinner, but it's like, cocktail and snack type place. It's got beautiful pictures of Walt all through there, but you have to be a club. As I understand it, you need to be a Club 33 member to get in that door, or with someone that's a Club 33 member. So that's exclusive. So that one, that's really cool too. I enjoyed it. I have not been to the office, so I cannot talk about that, but it sounds really fun. And the colors I thought were really pretty in the room. A lot of people said it's kind of got that speakeasy feel, where you have to, knock 3 times or whatever. The speakeasies are still really huge in, I think I'm pretty sure we were in Shanghai when we went to the one, and it was a laundromat. So the front of it is like, it can be a luggage store, a laundromat, a delicatessen, and the front looks like what I just spoke of. So in this case, let's just say it's a luggage store, and it has all the luggage everywhere. And then you walk to the back and you say a code word, and the door goes, and you walk through, and where you didn't think there was a door, there was a door. And then it's like a 5-story bar. They love these in Shanghai, and they are off the chain. They are so amazing. The food is great. The drinks are great. The experience is great. And they're all over China. And they are amazing. I had never been to anything like this. I wasn't around during speakeasy days. And if I was a baby. Finally, something that I was a baby. But unbelievable as far as we walked into a luggage store. And then at one point, my client took me to a laundromat. And there are people, doing their clothes. And they're all part of the speakeasy. So if you don't have the passcode, you know what I mean? If you don't have the secret stuff, you don't get in. You just walk past it like you would any laundromat, unless you needed to do your clothes. It's really cool. So the office, apparently, would you say, Janet, gives you that kind of a feel? Let me know. Rachel yeah, long time no see, girlfriend. I'm missing you, and I hear that you're going to go to breakfast tomorrow. I wish I could join you. I'm going to see Rolly Crumb. But I'm popping over to WDI today at noon. I have to be there. So if you are on campus, I'd love to see you, even if just for a couple minutes. Would love to see you. I miss you. We ought to have tea now that things are opening up. And I hear your daughter is going to do the college program for Disney in Florida. Woohoo! I just heard a lot about that. I've heard it from people a lot, but I got a real good education on Terry's Tribe a couple days ago, because he did the college program and he really went into detail about what you can expect and some of the fun things you can do and what the focus is in different areas. Oh, it sounded really cool. Would have loved to have known about it when I was in college. But your paths are your paths, right? Great to see you, Rachel. I hope Ron is doing well. I miss him too. Miss you both. Love you both to death. And I'm so excited you're here. Thank you for popping in. Check out your email. Thank you, Stephen Goldman. And let me know which people, Stephen, you want those things that you sent me to go to. Okay. You sent me 2 of them and you said something about the boys. Rather than call me, email me, because it's a little crazy right now with me getting ready for Rolly. Okay. That is my number one goal right now. I'm not really doing a lot of calling because I got to focus on that. All my powers is to get together with Rolly Crumb. Okay. I love you, man. Lori Kirkman. Hello, everyone. I'm going to Disneyland on May 4th too. So look for me. Like I said, we're meeting at the flagpole at 11. We're going to do some sort of a lunch. We don't know when, where, what, how. Don't know what the crowds are going to be like. We don't know what it's going to be like. Could be full. We've got the appointments. We all have appointments, but whether or not we choose to eat in Disneyland or go out, I have to tell you that on Thursday we went out of the park on Thursday and went to the Jazz Kitchen, which is one of my favorite. And we did something that you may find absolutely crazy weird. We walked up to the host desk, and there was a lovely hostess there, and we said table for 3, and she actually sat us. No appointment, no nothing. It was a lovely table. It was a lovely lunch, quiet, peaceful, comfortable, lots of people watching, which I love to do. And then we went back into Disneyland. Yeah, so exciting. It was really lovely. And it was an ideal place just to relax and see the goings on that are happening in downtown Disney. I don't get out to downtown Disney that much, and I'm really about seeing everybody. So I'll ride an attraction that I haven't ridden before, i.e. Snow White. And sometimes I'll ride an attraction. I rode Big Thunder with my client. His sister didn't want to go on that. She has back problems. She said she didn't want to wrench her back. And I hadn't been on it in a while. And that's one of the rides I walked as an Imagineer when the trains weren't running, of course. And it's amazing what you don't see and how little they do in the areas you don't see. It's a brilliant way to understand how you do as an Imagineer. If you've ever done sets for theater, you know that you decorated a certain way and you painted a certain way for the back of the house because people are a distance, as opposed to getting into the little details because it's a theater, right? Oh, and I meant to tell you, if you go to the dinner on the 14th, if you attend, you will get an illustration, a drawing that I did. And I don't know if the drawing is going to be in color like this, or if it's going to be in black and white. I don't know. That's up to the Disney and Fan Club. But they are auctioning off this original right here for, they're going to auction off my original. It's on watercolor paper. It's been hand painted. And it is a series of 1. And then there's prints that are going to be handed out to you as a gift for coming of this, but the original is going to be auctioned that night at dinner. So if you like this, you can see it's the Paris Disneyland Castle, again in celebration of the 30th, and my dragon's lair is right here. I think it's open, so you've got it.
Sorry, which card?
For what?
To buy the software.
How much?
Which card?
How much is it?
$350.
Oh, it's high, isn't it? Okay, yeah, business stuff, guys.
$350 a year, which comes down to about 29 and change.
Yeah. You did one of the City National Business. It's in the with the phone.
Got it.
Okay. All right, guys. Sorry, life is hitting. But anyway, that's the picture, and that picture right there will be yours in the print. Everybody gets, as I understand, everybody who attends the dinner gets one. Hopefully that's true, because I haven't been able to get real authority on it, but that's what they say. And then the actual on watercolor paper, painted in watercolors, drawn in ink, is the original. Okay. So the one that the mommy is going to be auctioned off. Okay. So that I meant to tell you about that, because it turned out really great. I was really happy. I paint and illustrate a lot now, doing a lot more. But I really want to get into painting. So this Roly Crumb thing is very important to get it done and get it done right. So I would love to see you there, Lori, is the bottom line to that, what all that I was doing. Susan says it's a beautiful day for Imagineering. Every day is a beautiful day for Imagineering, in my opinion, even if it's raining. So I love getting together, and I'm glad that I get to go see people today. I think you're the most approachable person I know. Thank you, Angie. But I'm telling you, when I got home on Thursday, I had about 4 people write to me and say, I walked past you. I saw you in the distance. And I was like, why didn't you say hello? Now, I did have a couple people come up. My friend Dino came up and said hello. And they were dappered out. And they looked adorable. And because it was Dapper Day weekend, even though Thursday was a bit early for dappers. And it was great. It was nice. It was some areas were crowded. Some areas were more open. I was able to find bubbles of places where not a lot of people would go. And I would just hang out there. My friends had the Genie Pass, and they went and Genie Passed the Haunted Mansion, and they Genie Passed the Big Thunder, which I went with my client on. But I'm really about sitting, chatting, learning about you, talking about how nice it is to be at Disneyland with the upbeat attitude, grabbing a Dole Whip, which I didn't get to do on Thursday, but I'm definitely doing it on Star Wars Day. I love that Dole Whip. And I didn't realize how good it is and how different it is from the Aulani in Hawaii. I would always get Dole Whip in Hawaii because I thought this has got to be the best place. Pineapple comes from here, but it's not. The one at Disneyland's got the best Dole Whip, and it's just fantastic. So that's one of my goals when I get there is I got to get a Dole Whip at some point. It was just fantastic, especially when it's kind of warm, not too hot. And you're just like, you know what I feel like? Dole Whip. So that's what I want to do, but I'll be there Thursday. So join me if you wish. Hello there, TERRI. Have you ever been to Barneys Beanery in Santa Monica? Yes. Oh my gosh. It takes me back because years ago, I went there years ago. I had a dear friend when one of my clients was Mattel. They are occasionally Mattel Toy Company. Occasionally they'll reach out to me now, but I was really involved during the time of the doll that came out, Barbie doll that came out was, I'm trying to think of which celebrity came out while I was there. I don't think it was Lucy. I was going to say Lucille Ball, but I think I'm wrong. I think she was earlier. However, anyway, a friend of mine was a painter. Painted the faces of all the Barbie dolls. When you are doing toy research for Mattel, I do the sculpting of the characters, and then what they do is they put it through their paces, and then when it's done, they make the first prototype out of plastic, and then these amazing painters with delicate brushes paint the face of Barbie. It's not just snapped on. They're painted in very different ways, and he was one of the best in the business. But he was this very slight built gentleman, and he was gay, and he came over to me, and this is important why I'm saying he's gay. Okay, I'm not saying he's gay because it's any real difference, but this is an important thing because he always did the what is it, the festival that that is celebrated going down Santa Monica, and he dresses as a showgirl, and I defy any of you to not think that that is a lady. He has just got the best figure for female impersonation, and he was dressed as a Vegas showgirl. So he had done the feathers, and he had done the ones from Vegas that are all bejeweled and everything. And he was walking down the boulevard. This was something he planned for every year. And I said, hey, I've never been. And he said, well, I'll tell you what, why don't you meet me at Barneys Beanery? We'll have a nice lunch. And then I've got to go get ready. And then I'll show you where to stand and you can watch the show. It was amazing. It was amazing. I had never seen anything like it. It was festive and fun and musical and dancing. Not that I thought it wouldn't be, but it's kind of, well, maybe it's not. But I tell you, I equated it with living in Anaheim and never being to Disneyland. It was a type of Disneyland, and it was a lot of fun. And I love looking into all of that. In fact, I had a lady friend who was having trouble finding shoe sizes. And my same friend said, go down to Santa Monica because many of the drag queen and female impersonators go down there, and the heels are in wider sizes. So if you're a 10 wide, you can find tons of 10 wide because it caters to that group. Isn't that cool? And now that I think about it, I'll bet you if there was an eyeglass company there, they might have cooler eyeglasses. I'm going to look that up. I talked to my eyeglass guy, and he goes, the weird stuff just doesn't sell. But I'll bet you the creative, flamboyant stuff on Santa Monica, I'll bet you they might have more of that cool stuff there. So I'm going to make a note of that. See, talking to you guys is always a help. I'm just writing company Santa Monica. See, you make me think of stuff. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. But anyway, there you go. So Janet said, so thank you. Thank you for asking me that. Janet says, yes, you do have to be a member to go to 1901 and be with a member. Not all 33 club members have access to 1901. I didn't know that. I thought they did. Do you have to pay extra, Janet? See, I'm asking the questions now. It's supposed to be asking me anything. And look at me asking questions of Janet. Yes, it was really cool. It was like a special honor to be in there, but I was with a very well-known person in there too. The whole thing was really awesome. Oh, great. See, that's the way you can kind of cut through all the red tape, is if you're there with someone who's got a little bit of clout, right? Then boom, you go right through. So like if you're with Lassiter, who's going to tell him the room's not available? I mean, back then. Now, maybe they would. But back then, Lassiter walk out, I'll have that room, and they would go, get out, get out. They probably, like if there were people eating, you got to finish up. Lassiter's coming in, or something. Or we got a VIP coming in. Because like Janet, they're like, I'm not going to tell you what, but they're coming in. You know what I mean? So if you're that kind of a person, yeah, you could kind of ask a favor, right? You could ask a favor. Yep. Do you have any Maleficents, and did you make evil queens? Oh, yes. Yes. Hello, Disney's demons. Yes, I've done tons of villains. I'm a villain freak, actually. Let me see if I can show you some. Let me see if I can show you some. It's a great question, by the way. I just have to see what I have in my sculpture world. I also did a pirate bed for Guillermo del Toro. I have Tinkerbell here, but I'm not showing Maleficent. So let me look at my next one. Let's see if I have it here. I really should have a page called Villains, huh? Would make life a lot easier in finding what I need to find. Hello. Huh. I'm still looking. Still looking for my kids. Sometimes they make the cut and sometimes they. Well, here's Maleficent, but she's in her clay version. And you can see her here. Here she is. Okay. Here is, she's 5 inches tall. She has a little plaque. And here's what her face looks like. See, this is the wax that you're looking at, the pink. That's her height there. She was offered at the Disney Villains event. What was the date? The one with the big giant pin where she's dragon and Maleficent that sells on eBay for anywhere from $600 to $800. That one that they gave you at the and then I did a Chernabog, and let me see if I can just find it. Let me see. Here he is. Here's Chernabog. Again, this Chernabog is the wax here. That's him. He's 15 inches tall. So here he is in the primed version. And then let me see if I've got a color one of him that you could see. I don't know if I included that for Disney Villain. I loved doing Chernabog, but I couldn't always get to do Chernabog because Disney said, a lot of people don't like the sculpting of demons. So I was like, oh, brother. I mean, I loved doing him, so I just sculpted him because I was like, you're not going to tell me what to do. But they did. I mean, when I was doing it for them, they did. Let me just see. I don't see him here. And I don't want to waste your time by digging, but I will show you a color one of him the next time. I should really try to be a little bit more organized with my stuff, but I apologize for that, guys, because it's just, it's stuff that time is crazy, right? And it's just, and I think the pandemic sometimes affects us in some ways, and in other ways it doesn't. And you say to yourself, wow, I'm affected. And then the next thing you know, you're not affected, or you are affected, or whatever. So let me just go through here really quick. And I'm going to go down and see if I can find what I want to show you. Maybe if I quickly do it this way, I can get to what I want to show you. And I should talk in an audible so that you can hear me, right? I'm acting like I'm the only one. Yeah. I did Greg Digger and His Dog is not a villain, but I did do a lot of park stuff in the beginning when I was working for Imagineering and I was sculpting for the parks. They said do park stuff. So I did a lot of park stuff. I did the Organ Master, and I did the Grave Digger and His Dog. I did Pirates of the Caribbean, stuff like that. So I'm just flipping through to see if I have a good example of the color Maleficent or the color Chernabog. If I don't, I will dig that up for you and show it to you the next time. But I'm just kind of perusing quickly to see if I can find it, because I know it's probably somewhere on my iPad. But when you have a million photos, you're like, yeah, where was that again? So that's kind of what's happening with me here. But show you a couple things. I did this at a thing called what was it? Midsummer Scream. And I did this Hella hat. This is a young lady who's wearing it. People could just try it on, because I was working on a book, and I'm still working on a book called Lighter Than Air, Light as a Feather, or something like that. Anyway, she looked fabulous in the Hella hat. And so I invited people that I thought it would fit to try it on, because it doesn't fit me with the dreadlocks. I just made it because it was cool. It's hanging here in my studio. I see Chernabog again, but it's the wax I showed you. So I'm just trying to see if I have any color of him. or if he's just secretly eluding me, because you know those demons, they don't necessarily like to come out to play unless you coax them. So I'm looking to see if there's any here. And I sculpt small, I sculpt large. I do all kinds of one of a kinds for people. People will call and say, I want an X. So I mentioned that I did a very small zero in the dog bed, the size of a 50-cent piece. And basically she said, I need something like that for my boyfriend, or I guess it was her fiance, not boyfriend. Boyfriend, then fiance, right? But anyway, this is a great way to, so I'm still digging to see if he's going to pop up. He's being very elusive. It's kind of interesting that Chernobog is so elusive. I thought for sure I had one in here, but it's looking like maybe I don't. So what I will do for you is find a good shot of him. I have him actually on my shelf, the art proof. I still own the art proof. So I will be happy to show you what that looks like, etc., etc. If I cannot find it. Yeah, it looks like he is a very elusive demon today, and he is off creating havoc, looks like. But yeah, I do a lot of demons, sculpt pumpkins, and I like demons. I like villains. Maleficent is my favorite villain, and people paint her for me. And then, of course, I love dragons like crazy. So stay tuned, and I will see what I can do for you there, okay? All right. Did you make Evil Queen figure? I know that you made the Maleficent. I really want her. Oh, thank you. I want to, it's funny. I just watched Snow White. Because as I told you, I went on this attraction and it upset me so much. I had to go back and get a good infusion of this magical movie. And it was great to revisit Snow White. It was great. And I love the Evil Queen. One of the things I love about the Evil Queen is when she descends the stairs and that cape. I love the way the cape flows. I always say to myself, what kind of fabric could do that? And there are fabrics that can do that. But if you can duplicate that flow, that's a killer. That's beautiful. And I was thinking of doing the Evil Queen in the chair. And then, of course, what was that company Disney used to have? Disney Art Collectibles or something like that. They did one. They did it. It was pretty good. But I felt no reason to duplicate her at that time. But I'm thinking of doing one. Some point in my life. I have a few requests for Snow White under glass. Isn't that a little weird sounding? She's not a villain, but people who love Snow White are like, I'd love to have her under glass. So you never know. I love that classic film. I was saying to my husband when I was a little girl, I was fascinated with the Huntsman. Not because he was going to kill Snow White, but because of the trauma of trying to say to it, he loved Snow White as a girl. And the last thing he wanted to do was kill her, but he had to obey his queen. And so I was interested with that inner conflict. Being a mixed race person of color, that happens when you're a little kid, especially when you look as white as I do. There's people who bully you for stuff you don't, correct me if I'm wrong. People bullying you for things you can't change. You look like you're passing. No, I don't. I'm white. And I happen to be half black. My dad's black. I did not make this. God did. But, why waste your time explaining? Just be you, right? So I haven't, but I'd love to do that. Honestly, I'd love to do that. I was at Dapper Days this weekend. It was so crowded on Saturday and Sunday and hot. Yes, Janet. And they were saying that it filled to capacity on several occasions. So I don't know what happens when you have an appointment and it fills to capacity. Can you still get in? I try to avoid those days where it's full to capacity. Never liked them then. I used to have a Disney pass where it locked out the Christmas week because there was no way I was going during Christmas week. But I had a real good friend from the UK. That was the week she could go because she's involved with the school system in the UK. So we would exchange our gifts through the bars at Disneyland, like she was in jail, or I was in jail because I wasn't getting in. And we would exchange gifts through there because she didn't want to leave Disneyland for fear she couldn't get back in, and that was her vacation. So she just dealt with it, but funny. But now that you have appointments, can you not get in? Because they say they're not going to ever be full to capacity, which means you should be able to get in because you have an appointment, right? I don't know about this enough how this system works. But everything now, including WDI, if I go to the Walt Disney Company, I have to make an appointment to get on the lot. Yeah, I can no longer just, hey, those days are over. I think they walk past because you are legendary. You are very sweet. Famous, and sometimes people think famous people are not nice. With that, you have any celebrities not be nice to you? Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. What a great question. Nick Nolte. You guys know Nick Nolte? He's not really around much. I'm trying to think of if there's anything he did that I ever liked. But after I met him, I really wasn't interested in watching anything Nick Nolte's film. So I used to work at Magic Mountain as a greeter. And I had a puppet stage on my back that I wore on a backpack. And then I had a little puppet that would say hi to kids as you walked in the entrance. This is a very, very long time ago. I was just turned 18. So I'm about 65. So long time ago. Did the room stretch for you? It did for me. Anyway, I decided to learn how to say hello, welcome, and have a good day in about 18 languages. I can't do it now, but I really studied back then. So I would say, hola, ¿cómo estás? Things like that. How are you? And then, tiene un buen día. So I would learn different languages so that if someone came up to me and they started to speak to me in a different language, I could speak to them. I would tell them it was only, poquito, habla español, poquito, so that they knew I just wanted to make them feel comfortable. Well, Nick Nolte came into Magic Mountain, and my little puppet, when he walked up, said, hey, you're Nick Nolte, the actor, and welcome, and he took my hand and he started to squeeze it, my puppet hand. He started to squeeze it and he tried to break my arm. He kept twisting. And I was, ow, you're hurting me. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And he kept doing it. And then he finally relieved and he laughed. Well, for those of you who know me and my channel, I did not go, oh, wow, that was awful. I went directly to the backstage and I told my supervisor who had served as a Marine during the Vietnam era, and he wasn't having it. So he had me take off my gear and he said, let's go find this guy. And it wasn't like, let's go find this guy. Let's go find this guy. Okay. We weren't going to do anything crazy, but we found him and he was taller than me. And if you've ever been to Magic Mountain in California, it's on a lot of hill areas. So he was above me, but I reached as high as I could and I tapped him on the shoulder like this. And I said to him, I said, yo, I'm that person you tried to break my arm in that puppet over there. And he was like, what are you talking about? And I said, the little puppet that you twisted my arm and you tried to hurt me. And he was like, oh, that was you. Ha ha. And my supervisor said, yeah, ha ha. We're going to tell you got to leave the park. And he was like, for that little thing? And I said, absolutely, for that little thing. Get out. And he goes, do you know who I am? And I said, yes. But do you know who I am? I work here. Out. And my supervisor said, yeah, we're going to sketch. We've got security coming. You're leaving the park. We don't need people like you here. You go be you somewhere else. And he was just shocked because I was 18. And I said, no, you're not doing this. You're not doing this to my friends. It's bad enough you did to me. You're not doing it to anybody else. Get out. And they escorted him out. Security escorted him out. He was in shock because he was the Nick Nolte, So when people are rude to you sometimes, I grew up in Hollywood, so not a lot impresses me. As far as being an actor, you got lucky. You're in the right place in the right time and you did some hard work and good for you. I'm very proud of you and I'm very excited you and I admire your work. Okay. You've changed my life, Clint Eastwood. You changed my life, Sidney Poitier. And I got to tell Sidney Poitier that. I got to tell George Lucas how much Star Wars meant to me. I've had a really blessed life, thank you, God. But the point is I work real hard not to put you on a pedestal because you're colleagues of mine. I'm in the acting business. I'm just not as famous as you are. But the point is that I wasn't afraid. I saw actors in the unemployment line. My dad used to take people. He was the first Black telephone man in Hollywood, California. And when our relatives would come, can we go see actors? My dad says, I'll take you where you can see a lot of actors, and took them to the Hollywood unemployment office. We saw tons of actors there. That was the best place to see actors, was Hollywood unemployment office. True story. So when I was at Magic Mountain and I was about 18, I was able to be a greeter. But at 16, I worked in the glass shop. I could only work certain hours. But you know, when people make the glass animals that many of you collect, well, some of the best in the business were the McBeans, and they worked both at Disneyland and at Magic Mountain, and I think Knott's as well. But they didn't do bodies that were that basket lacy weave for the stomachs and stuff, which I hate because it's, trying to save glass. They did solid glass, beautiful, gorgeous sculptures. And I would paint them. But so like if you wanted a little unicorn, or you wanted a butterfly, or you wanted a fairy, but they were white, you could paint the crystal with crystal blue or crystal pink or gold. It was really fun. It was a fun job to have at Magic Mountain. Well, a movie company came through, as movie companies often do, and they were shooting Griffin in Phoenix. This is an older movie because, remember, I was 16, 17 years old. And I loved a show called Columbo with Peter Falk. And this starred Peter Falk and and she was the nice one. And all of a sudden I'm spacing on her name. But anyway, it was going to have these two actors. And there's a point where he, as a gift for her, buys her a Pegasus. And so the production crew will come in, they will look at the art. They looked at the McBean art and they started handling it, and they handled it a bit roughly. Now, what happens to most people is they get starstruck. But I was born and raised in Hollywood. I know which side your bread is buttered on. So I don't get that. There are times I get starstruck. Okay. Don't think I don't. Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke were two people that I was had starstruck, but I wasn't about not to say hello. But that's another story. In any case, there I was with this production, and the McBeans, who owned that glass shop, stood back. They were so happy that the people were looking at his art, but they were really rough. And I said, hey guys, gentle, this is glass. Take it easy. And they were like, oh, sorry. We're just looking, And I said, just understand, this is not, at the time, I think the store was like Save More. It wasn't called Target, and it wasn't called, and then, there was a store called Pick and Save. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I said, it's not Pick and Save. Okay. It is art. You have to be careful. Each one is handmade. So they're like, okay. And then they set, 6 Pegasus on the counter, and they said, we see there this amount. How much will you give us if we buy all 6? And I said, I tallied it up and I said, well, this times 6 is this. That's what it's going to cost. And they said, but we're a movie business. Aren't you going to give us a discount? Now the McBeans are freaking out. The girls are not, my colleagues are not saying anything. But I said to them with a straight face, and you want to do this for your art. You are not a laundry shirt. Your art is not there to be discounted. Okay? Your art is your art, a piece of your soul. So people shouldn't treat it like they could buy it at Walmart. All right? But this is what I said. I said, that's why you're paying just that price. If I was really going to get you, I'd double the price, but I have not doubled the price. You see, that's the price. So you can either pay the price, or I can charge you double the price because I know as a movie company you can afford it. Which will it be? And they bought them for full price. And then they walked away. And the McBeans were just, but when you swim in the waters and you know the waters, it's easy to be bold in the waters because you've been there, right? And I was born and raised in Hollywood. Well, not born in Hollywood, but born in Southern California and raised in this environment. So the day of the shooting comes, and if you've ever been on a movie set or a movie on location, they've got the trucks, they've got the wires, they've got the stingers, which are the electrical boxes, they got the big lights and everything. And Peter Falk was reading the paper, and he was probably about 20 feet from our storefront. But here's the thing: when a movie's shooting, all sales stop. So they were paid the McBeans a little something, I believe. We were there to make sure we could protect because they wanted the store open, because these two characters are going to walk, and he's going to choose the horse, and they're going to play a scene, and we are the people. They're going to be inside our store shooting at them coming up. So none of us were on camera, but this was the deal. So he was reading the paper, waiting for things to set up, because if you've ever been on a movie set, there's a lot of waiting, very little shooting at times. And my friends wanted his autograph. Okay, so there was about anywhere from 3 to 6 young ladies behind the counter to help people with the purchases. And they all wanted his autograph, too afraid to go up to them. So like Angie says, you walk past me because you think I'm a celebrity, but please, guys, come up and say hi. Okay? I am not. I do these because I care about you, and I want you guys to understand how beautiful it is that you are blessed by God to be a human being. So earn it, own it. Don't earn it, own it. Okay? You're special. You really are. So that's why I broadcast. I want you to know how special you are. So be you, because there's no one like you in the world. And that's kind of like a pearl, right? Piece of dirt gets in a, oyster's mouth, and it goes, and it makes a beautiful pearl, but no two pearls are alike. That's you. No matter what, you're unique, a one of a kind, and those are rare. So I walked up to Peter Falk, and I patiently waited for him to lower his paper, and I said, my friends over there, and I pointed to the girls, they would like your autograph. And I was wondering if you would be kind enough. I brought these little pieces of paper. They just would love you to wave and just sign your name. Is that, may we have that? And he goes, can't you see I'm reading the paper? Peter Falk, can't you see I'm reading the paper? And I waited. And I waited. And he said, well, and I said, I don't want your autograph. They want your autograph. And you see them smiling over there? You have two choices: to be a jerk, and I go back and say, Peter Falk's a jerk, he doesn't care if you have his autograph, or you can sign this, smile, be the actor that I believe you are, love Columbo, by the way, and I'll tell them what a great guy you are. Which will it be? And he said, what? And I didn't say anything. And he said, did you just tell me off? And I said, yes, you have an obligation to your fans, and one of those things is an autograph. And I was polite and I was kind, aren't I? But if you're going to be rude, I have the right to respond, which I have done. So which is going to be, Mr. Falk? I love Columbo. Please don't make me hate it because you're being a jerk. And he laughed and he smiled and he pulled out a binder and he said, give me the paper. And he signed it and he said, I'm sorry. You're right. I need to be there for the fans. And you are really something. You're a crazy, ballsy kid. And it's a pleasure to know you. He asked me my name. I said it was Terry. And I took it back and I held him up in front of the people. And I went like this. And they all went, ah! I said, if you really want to get them going, come over and say hello. But you don't have to. But if you want to, they'll go crazy. And I said, thank you. It's been an honor to meet you. I love Columbo. Please keep shooting Columbos. And I walked back. And later he came and said hello to them. And they were like, yay! Because when you're in the entertainment industry, it is important to be good and kind and the best human being you can possibly be. And a lot of times that's not easy, the Academy Awards. Sometimes you lose yourself because you're what? You're human. But you can't cross that line. You've got to be better. That's what Sidney Poitier told me. He said, you've got to be the best you can be because our reputation is so hard to keep and so easy to lose. And we saw it, didn't we? So you don't have to be a celebrity to know that you've got to be the best you can possibly be. So Angie, what a great question. You saw I gave you not one, but 3 because I over-deliver. I love to give you lots of stuff. You did the Evil Queen. No, Disney, I would like to. Yeah, Disney Demons, I would like to do the Evil Queen. And she can be ordered as a one of a kind. But that is a one of a kind, like an exclusive one of a kind. Exclusive to you. So you can reach out to me if you would like one, and then you get to work with me side by side. Right now I'm working on my third Jessica Rabbit request. And she's about yay big that I'm making for the client. But people love Jessica, but they don't necessarily want Jessica. They like Jessica, but they have an idea of what they want Jessica. Like for example, years ago, I did one for a 60th birthday for a friend of mine who lives in Florida, and she was a golfer because he loves golf. So it was Jessica Rabbit as a golfer. And I made the decision that she's posed as opposed to, actually golfing. I felt that Jessica was all about, va-va-voom. So she's posing. And a lot of times when you do a sculpture, you've got to have a 3-point base so that the sculpture is solid, so it doesn't break. And the guy told me we used a driver. I don't golf, so I said, what club shall we use? And he showed me a driver, and then I actually got a stir stick for a cocktail that was a driver, and that was the golf club. Let me see if I can find her. And you can see the one that I did. But I get a lot of requests for Jessica, and people ask me to create Jessica, as a golfer. Rarely do they want me to do it like Disney does, like from the film, because they can buy that. So when you do a one of a kind, you get to design what you like. I did a cake topper of Mickey and Minnie because the girl said she had never seen Mickey and Minnie in love. And so she wanted to have, she wanted Mickey and Minnie in love. And so we did that together. We sat together and we made Mickey and Minnie in love wedding cake topper. So you can make it anything you want. It can be anything you want. I did a nativity for another lady, Joseph and Mary, for a nativity. I'm just looking to see if I can find. I did a one of a kind for Guillermo del Toro, the famous movie director. It was great. It was great. I create puppets for people. One of a kind means, what do you want? Right? I've done costumes for people. So I was trying to find it, but I don't see it. Oh, yes, here she is. Okay, so I'll show you the wax first. So here's the wax of the Jessica, and you see how she's leaning on the driver. So I made her a special tennis shoe, and I told the client that I had to make her ankles a little thicker than in the movie, so she supports herself. And then here she is in her little cute little short skirt. And then here she is close up. So you get her in that nice close up look with her tiny waist. And then there she is painted. So super cute. See her little wedgie shoes for the golf course. So I do one of a kinds across the board. I did a Olaf for someone who likes Olaf, but I try to pick something that you wouldn't be able to buy. Okay. Because one of a kind is, and its exclusivity means something that you wouldn't necessarily have under normal circumstances. And yeah, I've done tons. I did a lady, her husband collected mermaids, and I did her not as the Little Mermaid, but as a mermaid. I sculpted her as a mermaid. Guillermo thought that was a beautiful piece. So yeah, it can be anything, nativity, anything. Yeah. Yeah. So you could order the Evil Queen. You could suggest the Evil Queen. And if enough people say they want it, then you would get the chance to buy number 1, Disney's Demons. So up to you. Yeah. I think I'm going to get the colored one soon. Yeah. It's awesome. I hope you do, because she is colored. So the wax was the original, and the original wax of Maleficent, we're talking about Maleficent now. The original wax of Maleficent was is the property of Tony Baxter. So for Tony Baxter, many of you know who Tony Baxter is, the senior VP of Imagineering. He's now retired, but back. You know, they consult with him all the time, kind of like me, except for I was never senior VP of Imagineering. I was an Imagineer, and now I'm a consulting Imagineer, better known as the come here, get away Imagineer, but an Imagineer all the same. He helped me to get into the parks as a Disney artist, and as a result, I did a special case for him, which was my clay, which is how I work out first of Maleficent, then my wax of Maleficent, and then my final Maleficent, all three with a big thank you. So Tony owns the wax, owns the clay, and owns the one of the Maleficent pieces. So as a thank you to him. So thank you. I'm a really good sculptor. Thank you. Thank you. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. And the more I work, the more I try not to duplicate, but create an impression of this character so that you know it's mine and you can put it on your shelf and know that it's from me, not that it looks like everything else that you have. Did you make an Evil Queen? Maleficent and Evil Queen are my favorites. Yeah, not yet, but you know, you can request it. Yeah, we can talk about it more if you want. Do you have any prototype Maleficents or any of them? Yes, I don't usually sell my waxes. So the Jessica you saw, I still have the wax of her. And I did a map. I still have the wax of the Disneyland map that I created. So a lot of times I don't sell the waxes, but if you want to purchase the wax. So for example, if you're someone who asks me to create, let's say the fairy godmother, because you love the fairy godmother, and who has recently done a sculpture of the fairy godmother from Cinderella. Okay. So you say, I'd really like to have one. How much would it cost to have one? Yay big. Or you tell me you're, you know, we discussed, right? How much for one yay big? And then I say, okay, this is what I'm going to do it. And I can do it this way, or I can do it this way. And I can do it out of wax. And you have the right to purchase the wax, but the waxes are of investment. So if you own one of the waxes, you have invested a bit of money, because I don't sell them usually. Only the wax went to Tony as a thank you, Tony Baxter, because he was my boss and mentor. Still is. My Tinkerbell tiptoeing across the map, the lady who helped me with that, Liz Bradley, she owns the clay, the wax, and the actual sculpture. The wax is an investment, but her husband wanted to surprise her, so we worked out a price, and he bought her the wax. The mommy. Nicolas Cage has my Chernabog. Okay, that's why I wanted to show it to you. I have a 15-inch tall Chernabog that I did for the Villains event. And it didn't sell because people saw the pink Chernabog and didn't understand what it was. I said, that's the daddy. The rest are the kids. And Nicolas Cage saw it, knew exactly what it was, and bought it from the Disneyland store. And may or may not still have it, but I think he still does. At the very, very first D23 event, he and I met. And I told him I was the name that did the sculpture, and he lost his mind. It's very unusual for you to have someone that you like Nicolas Cage. I love watching Nicolas Cage movies because they're just fun. And he just went ape. He was like, this is Terri Hardin. This is Terri Hardin. It's really weird to have someone like Nicolas Cage going, this is Terri Hardin. This is Terri Hardin. She did my Chernabog. She did my Chernabog. Yeah, it was very strange. It's a surreal moment, I assure you. I've had several of those. Michael Jackson saying, my good friend Terri. Have you met my good friend Terri Hardin? Yeah. Those are those room stretching moments, guys. But colleagues, not, I'm a fan, but I work with all of these people. Yeah. Yeah. Johnny Depp came through, and the D23 event, if you were at that first D23 event, it was star-studded. We had all kinds of people walking across that stage, including the Muppets. While I was there with the Muppets. I'm a Muppeteer with Jim Henson's company. And they always give me little chickens to perform because I do the Foster Farms chickens here on the West Coast. So they thought it would be cool if I was the chicken girl. Okay. So I was the chicken girl. So they would have me do these chickens, and it was a small replica. If those of you who were at D23 at the big presentation, it was a small replica of the Muppets inside the Mark Twain, and there I was performing. Well, while we were waiting, Tim Burton walked up, and said hello and said he loved the Muppets and spoke with us a little bit. And then I said, well, Mr. Burton, before you go, he says, Tim, please, Tim, she really, really loves your work. And could you just take a couple moments to say hello? And he said, hi. And he took her hand and he pulled her towards him and he kissed her cheek and she just my friend Cheryl, another Muppeteer. But that was kind of the day, okay? Johnny Depp, dressed as Jack Sparrow, as you know, made a quick appearance and then left. He came through the back and high-fived all the Muppets. Love the Muppets! So we were told by Disney and security not to bother the actors, but they didn't tell the actors and celebrities not to bother the Muppets because the Muppets are their history. Miley Cyrus brought her band backstage because you remember she said hello to y'all at that original D23. And she walked up and said, can we take pictures with the Muppets? So her drummer was the cutest thing because he wanted a picture with Animal because he was a drummer and his favorite character was Animal, who was a drummer. So sometimes people are going to tell you your boundaries, but all of a sudden the celebrities go, wait a minute, they're the Muppets. I want to be with the Muppets. And everybody said hello to us. We spoke with everybody that day. Everybody that went on that stage stopped and said hello. And the Muppets, there was a guy who was working with Muppets. He was fairly new, and he said he loved Marty Sklar, and he saw him in a distance, and I said, would you like to meet him? And the guy was like, oh, God, are you going to walk up to him? And I said, he's been my boss for over, 4 or 5 years. So, yeah. And he was like, so I walked up and say, hey, Marty, I have a friend. He's a big admirer of yours. He'd like to say hello. And Marty Sklar was a darling. He always was. He always, Marty Sklar was, and Tony Baxter, they're both lovely people. And you can walk up to them, you got to make sure they're not in deep conversation with someone else. Then you just patiently wait. And then when they look your way, you just I just wanted to say hi or love your work or whatever, be polite. That's it. But don't walk by. Don't. So Andy, thank you for that. But don't walk by. My prototype Maleficent is with Tony Baxter. Jessica's with me. Chernabog is with Nick Cage. And Tinkerbell is with my friend Liz. And I think that's all the waxes. I have the wax map. And I'm doing a new one here. And it looks like that person who has commissioned the latest Jessica is buying her wax as well. So that's really nice to have that whole set. That's a very heirloom quality, ensure please set. So because I don't do a lot of sculptures, as you know. Yeah, I do choice ones and I do them really well because I want you to have heirloom quality. Janice says there are different levels and choices to get in the club. You pay for more or less. You're grandfathered in from way back before they did different levels. I've looked into to it before to join at one point. Yeah, and there's a long waiting list, but it's nice if you know someone because they will invite you to come up, and that's, for me, that's just as good. Don't worry, I have seen the Maleficent. Yay, good. Thank you, Disney's Demons. I have 1.5 million. You are so sweet. The next time, I don't have the camera hooked up, Disney's Demons, but I'll show you my Maleficent is my favorite character, and above me, my friend who is the animator, one of the animators and creators of The Little Mermaid, painted a Maleficent for me looking down on me. So you know how you have the plug to your attic? Well, I have a recessed plug and I wanted it painted, and he painted it, and it's really cool. He did a forced perspective of Maleficent and the Raven looking down on me because she's my favorite. Then came Yzma from Emperor's New Groove, and she's a favorite of mine as well. Yeah, I love Yzma. If you need a photo organizer, we can talk. Oh, thank you, Darren. You're the best. Have you ever done Yensid? Stephen Golden. I have a guy who keeps requesting him, but he hasn't moved any further than that. Do you think there's enough Yensid people that we might be able to do an impressions of him? Because he's very unusual and he would make a fun figure. Just like the Queen would make a fun figure. I think there's lots of people for the Queen if I did an impressions of her. That would be some work, like the hitchhiking ghosts, except for she wouldn't light up. Something to think about. We'll have to remember that Disney's Demons said it first, right? Actually, yeah. Okay. Do you do commissions? Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. So right now I'm doing my third version of Jessica. She's my most requested. but I'm doing one of her. I've done puppets. I did a puppet for a TV show. A lady, she's a speaker and she's shy, so I showed her how to use a puppet to help her to not be shy when speaking. Let the puppet do the speaking. And I did a tree frog for her, a custom tree frog. And I sell all the scoofles. I sell all my rights to it. So in other words, if your show goes balooey and is wonderful and fabulous and wow, that means you still own it. You owe me nothing. You just pay me up front. Yep. So reach out to me and we'll talk. Okay. Yeah. Darren says currently enjoying with a little butter and strawberry preserves. I need to try lox. Oh, that when you toast the bread, but I couldn't wait, Darren. I had to rip because that's the thing that makes sourdough so wonderful is you just don't knife. No, you like rip. I gotta rip it. Hold it with cheese and a glass of wine. Woohoo! You know. We're talking sourdough here, guys. So if you got confused, we're talking sourdough here. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let's chat. Sure. Evil Queen is so beautiful. Indeed. And she's amazing. She's amazing. A lot of my favorites, though, have been done where she's holding the heart box. Bring it to me in this. And you go, oh, my God. Oh, my. But I bet you there's a couple of really nice Queen things we can do that, maybe we can think about her attitude and maybe she, is closing the book. Maybe you have ideas, I'm sure, of what she might be doing. So we want to make it. We don't want to make it. You could, if you want me to duplicate a scene, but if it's something that's touch different, it's going to be really nice because then you can look at it from afar and say, I had that done, right? WDED, yes, which is now WDI. So WED stands for Walter Elias Disney. WDI, Walt Disney Imagineering, the same place, different times in life. Yeah. So you're right on. You're spot on. WDCC, okay. Now we're getting into all the stuff, right? You are so cute. I saw one of your Maleficents on eBay the other day, says Holly. Oh, really? Okay. So a lot of people tend to undervalue their pieces. They don't think of them appreciating. So if it's signed, originally she sold, we sold her for $75 at the pass holder event. But if it's for $75, grab that. And she's in good condition, just grab her. One of the things you want to look for is the plaque in front that commemorates that event. So it's on a frame and it should have the plaque in front. If it doesn't have the plaque in front, it's not complete. And a friend of mine, Nate, bought one on eBay and found out the plaque was missing. And I have 2 art proofs here and nobody's going to argue with me whether it's an original because I did it. So I peeled the plaque off of one and sent it to him. So, but I can't do that now because I don't have any more plaques. So be sure it has a plaque if you're going to purchase it. So you can go on eBay, you're going to look at it, make sure it is indeed mine and make sure it has the plaque. Okay. And if you can get it, the certificate of authenticity as well. Okay. Because they all came with certificates of authenticity, but sometimes a person has lost that. So thank you, Ollie. That was sweet of you to say that. I have the WDCC. Could you do commissions of her? Yes. The Evil Queen on the Throne. Yes. In fact, that was what I was going to do. And people said, it's been done so much. Disney Art Classics did it. So I was like, yeah, it was pretty good. Mine would be different. Do you have a link? You can go to, you can Google my name, Terri Hardin, or you can go to my website, terrihardin.com and send me an email. Or just go to Terri, write to Terri at terrihardin.com. Yeah. Yep. It's that simple. Or hit me up on one of these channels. Yes, it did hit capacity, but if you have reservations, they usually let you in. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I figured. So it's their capacity because they said they're never going to do full capacity, even though when we go and it's really crowded, we feel this is pretty full capacity, don't we? Yeah, Janet, I'm with you. I really am with you. It's not the same as the old capacity, different standards, what they consider. Yeah, because they said they're never going to fill it to like they did before. They have control over it now with the appointment system. They really are grateful for the appointment system. And I think, honestly, this is where the pandemic helped them out because the system for them seems to be what they like. Yeah. Disney Demons, I tried looking again. It's gone. I'd never seen it before. They do pop up. In fact, a friend of mine who retired from Disney reached out to me several years ago and said, I have a Maleficent. What do I do? And I said, give it to me. I'll sell it. And I think the word got out of my mouth and someone said, how much are you selling it for? And I said, $200. And he said, it's mine. And my friend just went, holy wow. So yeah. So if you're seeing it on eBay for less than that, especially if it's signed, grab it up. Okay. $200 is a great price. It really is. So lower score. Yeah. Holly Mac. Oh, I found one for sale again. So it's fine. Yay. Good for you. And I hope it's not too expensive or too much of an investment. And then if it's not signed, we can work something out. Okay. But if it is, then there you go. All of those, wasn't nice of him. No, but then, life is, wow, you're much more famous than him. Never heard of that person's name before. No idea who they are. I know. And right now, I mean, in the time back in the 90s, he was a big deal, but you can see if you're kind of mean, that's what happens, right? Well, we hope that's what happens. We hope that you get, a little karma action so you act better. Yeah. Your Nolte story is an inspiration because it shows to stick up for oneself and not allow whatever pedestal people to put themselves on only as an illusion. They're just people. They put their pant leg on one at a time like we do. And they have their highs and lows like we do. But they shouldn't act like they're better than you because they're not. They may have more money than you, and that doesn't necessarily make them happy. And if you've watched my Michael Jackson story, which you can see here on YouTube, you'll know that Michael Jackson envied you a lot. So it's all relative, guys. It really is. Thank you, Darren, for saying that. Melissa, good morning. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Disney's Demons. I really welcome you to the channel, and I hope you'll subscribe. Pop over to YouTube and subscribe, okay? And then, try and friend me here if you haven't already. On Friday the 22nd, we thought that if the park was at capacity, we might not be able to get back in for the parade. We crossed to DCA. Okay. Cast members said if you have a reservation, you can get back in. Yes, their capacity is different. After pandemic is different from before pandemic, isn't it? Yeah. So, oh my God. Yeah. OMG. Oh, you guys are so cute. Look at this. They're getting all excited. Disney I love this. Where should I reach out? Let me just, let's see how many comments we have. We have a few more, and then I can show you right now because I got this. Okay. So I'm going to put a banner up for you. And this is where you write me, Terri@terrihardin.com. Quick, take a picture. Because I'm going to have to sign off here in a minute, guys, because I've got to get ready to go to WDI. And I'm not bragging. I just don't want to be late because it would be rude, right? No. There, that's why I posted it. Don't apologize. You're very sweet to ask. Thank you very much. Okay. And now you can, make a note and play the video back or just Google it. Yeah. You can contact her email. See, Darren's on the case. And you can join Terri's tribe where you talk with us and me. Yeah, I'm there. And see, Darren's the best. Your Golfing Jessica wedding topper are amazing. That I know who did his commission is even more precious. Yes. I if they want to share who they are or allow me to share, then I do that. You guys are so sweet. You just are so cute. You are adorable. Look at all the lovely things you're writing. Kitchen costs, if it's a smaller piece, we'll talk about that. Okay. It's different for everybody. If you were Disney asking me, it's going to be a lot different. Nick Cage's new movie is so fun. I posted about it. Yes, I saw that. And my husband said it's getting nothing but rave reviews. So I want to go see it. We just have to wait till there's about 3 people in the theater because my husband's high risk. So we wait. Yeah, we wait and we wait and we wait. And then we go in the theater and there's 3. It's the lounge. So it's got the walls and there's about 3 people. Do you know that we saw the new Spider-Man? What is it called? No Way Home. And there were 4 people in the theater. Perfect for my husband. Yeah, so how long we waited because that was packed. Great movie. too. So I'm looking forward to that. And then everything, every which way with Michelle Yao, she's like my favorite. So I can't wait for that. Anyway, Mark Silverman, Mark Silverman, the voice of the Tower of Terror and many other great voices. Yes, is being a smart aleck right now because he's my friend. Yeah, no, Mark, but I can do a Gargantua. I have over 600 Maleficent and Evil Queens. And your favorite is Yzma? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I need to see your Maleficents. Oh, I just like I said, I did the one, and then I'll show you the painting that they did for me because I love her. Yeah, we're let's see. Old hag would be so cute. I actually had the plans that I did to make an old hag puppet because he had wanted it, and then he disappeared from the face of the earth and never contacted me, so I never made her, but I might still make her anyway. So as a marionette. Yeah. Then you'd have to figure out how to work her, but she'd be beautiful. Do you remember that in one of the stores, I think it was the gallery where someone had built the hag in a cage, and you pushed it and she went, and the apple did stuff like, it was great. Man, that was a great thing. I can't remember who made that though, but it was really cool. You have brightened our day. Connie, you are the best to say that. I love you. I would love it if you would live closer so you could join us on May the 4th. It would be wonderful. And that doesn't mean you have to get me in the apartment. No, that's not why I'm inviting you. Terry, you have to go. It's your appointment. Yes, Diane, you are correct. I'm looking through the last group here because I can see my lines getting longer. A heart box would be fun. I mean, somebody did the heart box, but I don't know if it was good. Maybe the goblet's a good idea. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Sorry, these are kind of out of context. You said there was another statue of the Evil Queen on the throne. That was the Walt Disney Classics collection. And she was about like that big. It was in the gallery. I didn't think it was great, but it was definitely detailed. So you could look at that. I think it was either Walt Disney Art Classics or Walt Disney Classics Collection. Look both those up. You could probably come across her. Porcelain. I found one for 100 and she has a chipped hand. Ooh, that's tough. I might be able to repair it, but the hand is like this big on Maleficent. So see if you could, how bad do you want her is the question. Can you do a Melissa? What? Yes, I could, Melissa, for you. You know I could. OFC. Off you go. Yes. Done. All right. Adorable. Greetings from the Collins Squad in Jacksonville. Thank you, Collins Squad in Jacksonville. I miss you all. Have a great Friday. Yes. And here we go. We're wrapping it up. You mentioned Michael Jackson. We found in Oscar's photos, and it's a photo with Captain EO was in the park. MJ was with Snow White, and the 7 little men. Just wanted to share. Thank you, June. And I miss you too. Hi to Oscar. We got to do some lunch. LOLOLO. Yes, you guys are great. Okay, so I'm just going down the list because I gotta fly. I have a hag and evil queen, Madam Andexalerman, and Ezra 90. Those must be gorgeous. Yes. Do you post your collection on Facebook? I would love to see it. She is bigger. I have her. She is great. That is wonderful. Yes. I want the Maleficent on the picture frame so bad. I think 100 is worth it. I'll let you know. Yeah, let me know. Okay, guys, everybody is right. I've got to run. I love you for being so sweet and so understanding. Have a lovely weekend. Do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel so much better. If you act as if you're kind to someone else, it's amazing how that makes you feel better. And that depression can be a little less challenging if that's what's happening. If that doesn't work, join the tribe. These people have so much electricity. We could light up the United States. So go there, patreon.com/Terri Hardin, and join us for $5 a month. It's just $60 a year. All you have to do is skip a Starbucks once, and you can have it the rest of the month to join us. So I hope you will. There's so much to enjoy and to love. I love you guys. Instagram, Disney Demons. I'm going to check it out. And you all be well. Mwah. Kisses. Take care. I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye for now.